In this video, I'm going to teach you brick stitch. Now I've already made my ladder stitch base, and if you're not sure how to do that, I've put a little link there that you can follow to learn to do it. So what we're going to do is the ladder stitch will be the width of the piece that you want. So if you're making a bracelet, you might make a long ladder and it would be the width of the bracelet. But for this, I've just done a few to demonstrate for you. Now, the way to start brick stitch, with your thread coming out of the bead this way, we're going to pick up, to start with, 2 beads. And we're going to go underneath this thread that is between the beads that we made in our ladder. So you can see that it's actually between the beads and under the thread. So then when I pull up my thread, see I've got my 2 beads sitting on the top. I'll just pop them into position a little bit, and then I'm going to because don't forget my thread has gone under here, I'm going to go around that thread and I'm going to go back up through this first bead. There we go. So I'll just go up there, and that will help to cement these 2 beads together. So now after that, I've just picked up 2 beads because it's the end of the row. So now I only need to pick up 1 bead this time. So I pick up a bead and I'm going to go again between the next 2 beads and underneath that thread. So, sorry. Can't see it. There it is. So see, I've gone under the thread between the 2 beads, and then when I pull up the bead, I then just go back up through that bead and pull it up. So I'll just continue along to the end of the row. So it's very simple. That's the whole stitch pretty much. So under the thread, up, and if you need to, just hold a bit of tension on here so that you can pull it up. There we go. So you're actually going around that thread at the base. Pick up another bead underneath here. You'll notice the beads are sitting upright, whereas in, when we do peyote or other stitches, the holes go the opposite direction. But here the beads are sitting upright. Go. And last one on the row. Just hold, go under there. And again, hold this thread and come up. So now we're at the end of the row and we're ready to now pass back in the opposite direction. So I usually just turn the work over. I find it's easier to work that way. You don't have to, it's really up to you. Now because we're starting a new row, again we pick up 2 beads. So at the beginning of the row you always pick up 2. So now again underneath as usual, and I'll just bring my thread up, and I've got my 2 beads, there they are. And I'm just going to come up again through that first bead again so that I'm in place. Just get that little tail out of the way. So then now I'm ready to go on to the next one and just continue on as normal. So that is basically brick stitch. And there I finished the row, and you can see the final little sample.